Sunday the 13th, and tonight at 10:16 this is now the third truck in the middle of the night coming into the LVV ground. As far as we know, there is no permission given for this truck or for the dumping of this water, nor as yet any explanation as to why they should need to dump this in the middle of the night. And there you have it, in the middle of the night, on what is essentially public property. This property is put here for the benefit of the people to grow, to do agricultural affairs. It's really close to domestic properties over there, urban areas. We've done everything we can. We've even taken films off the internet in order that local people can secure their economy, that there's no threat to local government, and everything we can do to try and keep this in a peaceful mode. As far as I'm concerned, this is ground zero. This is where we start the attack. This is the disgraceful misrepresentation of goodwill by the Freewinds and shows no regard for the people of the island. And it's extremely dangerous. November the 14th, 2009. And close to the date where we have been promised that something will be done to take care of these wastewater trenches. Beside me, Bruce Davison, who holds a PhD, will be in control of taking these samples and then taking them back to a laboratory where, under laboratory conditions, we can do proper testing for various elements, including bacterial content, and assess exactly how much danger we're facing. As you can see, this is absolutely bone dry now, and everything that was there has drained and leached away. It's left nothing growing on the surface, which is of course a fantastic indication that it hasn't done this ground soil any good whatsoever. But more worryingly, especially for you nature lovers, is what impact this could have on the marine life. And you may say to yourself, we're in the middle of the island, it won't do us any damage. But I'd like to introduce you Dr. Rita Peachy, who is well founded to give you another idea on that. And if you look at this trench in front of us, it gives you some clear definition of what we're allowing to go into our water table. Rita, how dangerous do you think this is?
We are only 2 kilometers from the coastline here, and the ground here is made up of limestone, which can water can move through it pretty easily. And this water is obviously contaminated with oil, as well as the bacteria from the sewage. So it's not a long distance, really, for this water to have to travel. It's going to go down and into the water table first, and then out onto the coral reefs. During that time, bacteria will largely be gone, but these chemicals will still be there when it reaches the coast.
We noticed this huge dip and also a volume of water. It would seem logical that we should at least test it to see if the water from those trenches has flowed over to here. It would certainly prove the thesis that once the water goes in the trenches, there is subterranean movement and it is coming out somewhere. Bruce? Okay. The theory is that there's a honeycomb of, a labyrinth in fact, of channels that allow the water to flow through the subterranean passages of the island. Now, as the crow flies, we're only about a quarter of a mile away from that deep recess where we took our samples next to the wastewater trenches. The theory is that that could in no way be connected to this well here. In fact, the theory is that the water is directly coming from this holding point here. So we're going to take some samples from this area here and see that the same substance is being pumped out minus the sediment and minus the discoloration. Let's see what happens.